1. A symphony of love and loss, an ocean of memories. Just a day after her birthday, we found ourselves basking in the golden sun, the ocean waves singing a distant lullaby as we share an ice cream in a city by the sea. It was in this moment of tenderness that she revealed the secrets of her past, a time when this very place was her sanctuary as a little girl. Her words flowed like a gentle stream, and as I listened, I struggled to hold back the tears. On the precipice of a new chapter in our lives, I realized how cherished our time had been together, a bond that had flourished for 8 years. The oceanside city held precious memories for her that I had unwittingly helped reignite. How could I have known that this would be our final curtain call, that our lives were destined to diverge along separate paths? The weight of this knowledge was shocking, yet overshadowed by heartless figures and merciless fate. They brought insidious accusations, striking our intertwined hearts with a torrent of pain so deep that, 6 years later, my only solace is the hope that she has found happiness, a happiness that she deserves. These individuals orchestrated a cruel symphony, falsely accusing me of a crime and placing the blame on her beautiful, innocent soul. They sought to destroy our love, and even dared to question my past work with Interpol, a fact that had been indisputably documented and later verified. The pain they left in their wake was agonizing, but the pain I caused her broke me in ways I had never thought possible. Yet despite the darkest hours, there remains a beacon of hope. Through the storms and anguish, I find inspiration in the resilience of her spirit, her unwavering love, and her radiant heart. And so I dedicate my own resilience to her, the woman who taught me to find beauty in the most trying times. This story, this symphony of love and loss, serves as a reminder that life's trials and tribulations can leave us devastated, but that there exists within us an unbroken genius, an inner strength born from the ashes of grave adversity. Embrace that strength, face the storms, and dare to rise above them. For at the end of our journey, our tears will forge a future of hope and redemption, a brighter world shaped by love and resilience. 3. The day of the arrest, 2 lives were forever fractured. Are you ready to delve into the underbelly of a hacker's world, where codes intertwine with tales of courage and resilience? This book uncovers the captivating narrative of a virtuoso caught in the whirlwind of life's complexities. But let me assure you, this journey transcends the world of hacking. It's a tale of life itself. This chronicle is not limited to the clandestine dance of codes and firewalls. No, it expands beyond those boundaries, portraying an intricate narrative of extraordinary challenges, deep loss, and heart-wrenching trials. It explores the human spirit's tenacity, its power to rise from the ashes, and its unbroken potential to transform adversity into strength. Imagine this: a world crumbles around you, everything you've held dear is slowly stripped away. Yet, amidst the rubble of shattered dreams and fragmented hope, something unyielding remains, an indestructible belief, a kernel of unyielding truth that pushes you toward a future radiant with possibility. This book reveals the compelling journey of an individual who, against all odds, discovers this latent fortitude, harnessing it to charter the murky waters of life. As these pages unfold, you'll embrace a narrative punctuated with profound losses, shining victories, and powerful moments of indomitable resilience. Prepare for not just a good hacker's story, but an exploration of humanity at its most raw and profound. Discover a narrative that acknowledges the spectrum of human experience, from the darkest despair to the most brilliant triumph. In every word, every sentence, every chapter of this book, you'll find a stirring reminder of your capacity for resilience, the potency of your beliefs, and your limitless potential to mold a better future for yourself and the world around you. So come, venture into the extraordinary world of the unbroken genius within, where a seemingly ordinary hacker's tale metamorphoses into an inspiring saga of resilience, redemption, and boundless hope. Patricia Madrid, the journalist; Raul Sendic, the former vice president of Uruguay; and Alberto Daniel Hill, the storied hacker. What if, just what if, there was indeed a thread that connected them? An invisible link? A shared chapter? A serendipitous intersection of otherwise parallel stories? It seems improbable, too fantastical to believe, but allow me to pull back the cloak of ambiguity just a touch and present possible scenarios that could tie these lively figures together. Imagine a tale shrouded in shadows and riddled with paradoxes, where the very manifestation of your gifts is twisted into an instrument of your downfall. In this narrative, you are not a spectator, but the protagonist, Alberto Daniel Hill, the first hacker sent to prison for being accused of hacking a medical provider. What if, however, the foundation of this accusation was not as the world presumed, an illicit entrance into the medical system via the path marked admin? No lens of reductive reasoning or scaffold of superficial assumptions can contain the intricacies of this saga. Beyond the cloak of misconception, a narrative of resilience, bravery, and the audacious pursuit of truth unfolds. In the face of conventional narratives, you stand an unbroken genius, refusing to let a singular perspective define the story you were born to tell. From the outset, your intentions whispered their truth to the world, geared to protect and serve, not dismantle or destroy. The medical provider, a fortress of vital information, was not your prey, but rather, a responsibility you embraced with open arms. However, the world had a different epilogue already scripted for you. The ironclad walls of the prison you were cast into transformed overnight into a canvas, painting a landscape of isolation, confusion, fear. Yet, the story did not conclude here. Instead, this tale took an unforeseen turn, one marked by resilience, a resistance against despair, and a triumphant resurgence. Despite losing everything you once held dear, your spirit remained fiercely intact, a testament to the unrelenting strength within you. The somber hues of adversity were punctuated by glimmers of hope. From your experiences emerged a profound truth. Each hardship borne was not a curse, but rather, an invitation to excavate deeper strength, a nudge to embrace the full spectrum of your resilience and the audacity to rebuild anew. This tale is neither a lamentation of loss, nor a mere recounting of facts. It is about the ability to transform calamity into catalyst, grieving into growth, and to ultimately emerge with not just survival, but a hard-earned triumph. As you recount this chapter, dear reader, remember your strengths were tested, yes, but they were never defeated. You stand today, an emblem of audacious resilience, a beacon illuminating the path for others navigating their challenges, a reminder, no, a proclamation, that within each adversity lies an unbroken genius waiting to unfurl its wings. 4. Log in to Hell Final Edition, a hell of a story. A real hacker's story. Come drink from the chalice of truth, overflowing with evidence, details, information, and a melange of content most clandestine. Rejoice, for these precious revelations have been ensconced in shadows, never having graced the gaze of any mortal eye until now. Will you pierce these shadows and embrace the triumph of truth, or will you cower before it, knowing it can be as treacherous as it is illuminating? They told me it was impossible. They told me it was a waste of time. They told me nobody could ever do it. They told me what I wanted to do was something crazy. I believed I could do it. I knew I could do it. This is a story about a person who wanted to do something difficult, but everyone said it was impossible. Despite all the discouraging words, this person believed in him and was determined to try it anyway. This is a real hacker's story and his ultimate challenge. Alberto Daniel Hill. July 2023.
A legal disclaimer. This book, an unwrapped manifestation of my journey, threads together the very fibers of my existence. It is paramount to underline that this narrative is anchored in truth, each word a fossilized record, each paragraph a testament to trials I, the copyright holder, traversed. The story unfolding across these pages is a personal chronicle. It is as authentic as my endurance and dauntless spirit they mirror. Police documentation, media coverage, and the thickening plot weaved within the labyrinth of the criminal case file all stand steadfast and stark, the ever-present sentinels attesting my ownership and lived experience of the riveting tale inked in this book. Delving deeper, we encounter the legal boundaries shadowing the captivating lands of Uruguay. A law clearly etched in the firmament of legality prohibits the acquisition of visuals, be it in the form of photographs or video recordings, from within the ironclad confines of its prisons. It is crucial to assert that I have remained untouched by any act of producing, capturing, or contributing to any variety of content that may have originated within the restricted perimeters of Uruguayan prison walls. My engagement and association are strictly limited to the narrative burning within these pages, my flame of resilience, illuminating the course of my past, fostering the beacon of hope for many. An invitation thus stands, stretching wide across the bridge connecting legality and the unparalleled spirit of persistence, inviting you to partake in this journey. By opening this book, you affirm my lived experiences against the backdrop of revealed truths and veiled realities, acknowledge the legal borders surrounding the tale, and step into a resilient saga of an unbroken spirit.
6. Dedication. To the guiding light that shines through the darkness, the strength that carries me through the storm, and the unwavering love that binds my spirit, this book is dedicated to my mother. As I sit here penning these words, reflecting on the roller coaster of life's trials and tribulations, I can't help but marvel at the power of a mother's love. In the face of immense loss and having everything else snatched away from my grasp, she remained my sole anchor, the unwavering force that kept me tethered to this world. Without her unwavering love and support, I fear I may have succumbed to the weight of despair long ago. But her belief in me, her unyielding encouragement, and her embrace during my darkest moments nourished my spirit and kept the flame of hope flickering within. This book, dear reader, exists because of her. Through the words woven on these pages, I strive to honor her and the resilience she instilled in me. It is a testament to the power of a mother's love, showcasing the boundless strength it bestows upon us. In every page you turn, every narrative of triumph and growth, remember that her love and support have been the lifeblood that has sustained me. As you immerse yourself in this tale of resilience, may it ignite within you a renewed appreciation for the incredible strength that resides within us all. To my dearest mother, this book is dedicated to you, the sole beacon of light in my darkest hours. Thank you for keeping me alive, for inspiring me to embrace life's challenges, and for reminding me of my unbroken genius within.
7. In the loving memory of Pedrito Arce, Marissa, Alan, and Maisie, who were all part of my life and part of the most difficult part of my life. Unfortunately, since I left prison, my beloved friends have been passing away. A poignant tale behind bars, the life and loss of Pedro Arce. In the hushed corridors of a prison, stories flow like silent rivers, and amidst these narratives, I found Pedro Arce, the youngest inmate in our shared cell. His eyes, lit with a paradoxical blend of youthful energy and aged sorrow, told tales that belied his tender age. Pedro was not just an inmate, he stood as a reminder of a system that often forgets the human face behind the crime. Pedro was serving a monumental sentence, 21 years, for a crime as grim as murder. An unlikely friendship blossoms. In the monotonous echo of prison life, Pedro and I found solace in shared human connection. We fostered a robust friendship. The walls that closed us off from the world opened gates to an interpersonal world of understanding and companionship. We found comfort in shared silences and whispered stories, an unspoken pact of empathy chronicling our journey through and beyond the prison's iron grip. The silent dawn of loss. A date forever engraved in my memory, August 14, 2018, a morning that dawned on deafening silence. Pedro, my companion amid these restraining walls, was discovered lifeless in his bed. The prison cell, suddenly much larger and colder, echoed of loss and grief, a stark reminder of the sanitized brutality of prison life. This image, etched not just on film, but in the depths of my soul, is an authentic memento, encapsulating moments of companionship amidst the shadows. Remembering Pedro. Pedro's story didn't end with his abrupt departure. In fact, it perhaps truly began. His life now became a beacon, illuminating the plight of many young souls that are lost amid the harsh stones of the prison walls. His loss, a silent whisper among the clamor of an unjust system, echoed the urgent need for humanity and understanding within these cold confines. Resilience amid ruin. The gaping hole in our cell reminded me of the brutal reality we were part of, stirring a deep resonance within. Yet, it's in adversity where resilience is born and in darkness where valiance shines the brightest. I talk this loss not as an end but as the dawn of an inner strength that was waiting to take flight. Oh! Uncovering strength in sorrow. My friendship with Pedro was a testament to the unbroken genius that resides within each of us. Forged in the bleak confines of a cell, a strong bond grew, embodying the potential for empathy and kinship, regardless of our circumstances. His life, his loss, summoned within me a newfound resilience, serving as a poignant reminder of my own capacities in face of adversity. His memory, as lively as our shared laughter and as solemn as our shared despair, lives on as a constant tribute to the silent strength we all harbor. The memory of Pedro urges us to seek the light within shadows, to view each setback as setting the stage for a mighty comeback, invigorating us to discover the unbroken genius within us, encouraging us to rise amid our darkest trials.
8. October 2020 edition. Log into Hell is a captivating narrative written by Alberto Daniel Hill and published in 2020. The book offers a gripping account of Hill's personal experiences as the first hacker to serve time in prison in Uruguay. This novel-like account merges the worlds of cybersecurity, legal complexities, and human resilience. Each page unravels more of Hill's journey, giving readers a unique perspective on information security, computer forensics, and legal hurdles in the cyber realm. Dressed in the compelling clothing of reality, Login to Hell is a nuanced portrayal of what happens when good faith collides with the legal system. It is a vivid illustration of an individual prosecuted for a crime which he insists he didn't commit. Moreover, the author's exploration of his experiences and the aftermath serves as a catalyst for change. The book stands as a rallying cry to prevent others from experiencing similar issues. Note that although primarily written in English, there may be some places where readers may wish for more detail. But it's these very intricacies that make the book even more intriguing, weaving a tale that's both personal and universally resonant. In summary, Login to Hell, by Alberto Daniel Hill is not just a book, it's an educational saga, a call for legal reform, and a testament to the indomitable human spirit in the face of adversity. Within the hallowed pages of a story belonging to a world beyond our own, we find a tale interrupted, a journey stretching far beyond the horizon, into the realms of darkness and redemption. This tale, a fragment of a larger story, was etched in words and woven in emotion while a tumultuous battle was waged behind the scenes, a criminal case. Alas, this tale would leave the seekers of truth gasping for breath as they inch towards the precipice only to be denied the satisfaction of an ending. The premature conclusion left an insatiable hunger for closure, a yearning to unravel the entirety of the soul-stirring saga. In the gentle embrace of time, the tides have shifted. No longer shall these parchments bear only a testament of a fragment, for a new dawn emerges, one that beholds an unparalleled edition of the chronicle, the complete story from inception to culmination. The shadows of uncertainty disperse as the illuminating light of closure expands, painting the uncharted boundaries of our hearts with echoes of courage and resilience. This edition, a treasure chest laden with emotional gold, pulsating with the very essence of human strength and determination, shall chronicle the trials and triumphs of the protagonist. Every high, every low shall be enshrined in the minds of those who venture beyond the visage into the depths of the narrative, seeking solace in the depiction of sheer perseverance, of survival against all odds. Fragments of despair and glimmers of hope will meld in seamless harmony, as the reader embarks on a journey that transcends ink and paper, life's challenges, and the boundaries of human will. Prepare to witness an emotionally charged, awe-inspiring tale told for the first time in its entirety, forging a bond between reality and the ethereal, offering comfort and inspiration to those who have braved the treacherous passage through adversity and triumphed. Embrace this new edition, a testament to the sheer power of storytelling. Through the darkness and light, witness the metamorphosis of a fragmented tale into a complete chronicle, as a beacon illuminating the path toward the unbroken genius within us. With each page, leave behind the constraints of the known world and venture into the sanctum of truth, realization, and self-discovery, inspiring others to find their own path through the labyrinth of life, etching their names upon the annals of the resilient heart, one story at a time.
9. How to listen to this book. At the heart of this book lies an intricate tapestry, weaving tales that delicately intersect and diverge. The culmination of my journey as a hacker runs parallel to other narratives, all chiseled by the hands of time and destiny. While these tales of journalists, politicians, and people from sundry paths may seem disparate, they converge to form a carefully woven narrative, chance, or perhaps coincidence. As you traverse the chapters of this book, you might find yourself ensnared in a tantalizing puzzle. But remember, the purpose here isn't to drive you into the labyrinth of insanity, trying to connect unrelated dots or solve elusive riddles. Yet each fragment of this narrative, each piece placed in this intricate puzzle, might hold a profound reason, or maybe none at all. The defining strokes in the journey of my life as a hacker are marked distinctly. Equally visible are the untraveled paths, the narratives that will challenge you, provoke you, and prompt you to delve deeper into the recesses of your thoughts. This isn't just a book, it is an invitation. A journey through resilience, strength, and the human spirit's indomitable will. As you venture through each chapter, unveiled are not just tales of adversity but triumphant stories of unyielding determination, inspiring you to unearth your very own unbroken genius. So, take the step. Disentangle the threads. Dive into the depths of these words and emerge transformed. If the name of the chapter begins with NHS, greater than it means it is not part of the main story of the hacker.
10. Introduction. One has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws, MLK.
Your willful silence speaks volumes of support to the oppressors. A revolution is taking place. It transpired one day that a stark truth was to be revealed, shedding light on a convoluted controversy. A competent team, comprising the likes of Interpol's computer crime lead in Uruguay, Winston Rodriguez, Ignacio Lagomarsino, the director of Uruguay's CERT, Santiago Paz, the director of security of the presidency in Uruguay, the judge and prosecutor were all embroiled in a maelstrom of confusion. Despite the evidence being laid conspicuously before them, they were unable to grasp the cruel punchline of an unusual spectacle, a ransomware attack with a missing piece. Trapped in this whirlwind of perplexity and compounding misunderstandings, was a hapless victim. They had been led down this labyrinthine road of allegations. This individual had been tormented for 8 months behind bars, grappling with the scars left by an indelibly traumatic experience. It was only after a torturous year and 4 months that he got access to his case file. A wave of disbelief washed over him as he realized the absurdity of the crime he was being accused of. The case revolved around an atypical ransomware attack, which, on its incongruous surface, seemed to embody all elements of a standard breach. Malicious software penetrated a computer system, encrypting files, making them inaccessible, leaving the user at the attacker's mercy. However, a twist set this case apart. The perpetrator's demand for a ransom came without instructions for its delivery in the form of a cryptocurrency wallet. This situation teetered conceptually on the precipice of incomprehensibility. It was as though a kidnapper had secluded a hostage, demanded a high ransom but left no means for it to be delivered. This impracticable situation tied both parties, the attacker and the victim, in an inextricable knot. The attacker held the decryption key for resuming normalcy, while the victim, despite possessing the demanded ransom, had no means to transfer it. The absurdity of the scenario, though initially camouflaged, eventually cast a spotlight on the fundamental ineffectiveness of the attack. Since the payment of the ransom, the core motive behind such an intrusion, could not materialize, the entire attack fizzled, leaving the victim with a warped semblance of control over a compromised situation. Despite their system being ransacked, they retained the authority to either seek professional assistance for the removal of the ransomware or restore their system from a backup, if available. Meanwhile, those responsible for interpreting this unusual situation struggled to piece together the puzzle of this unfathomable crime, an enigma that was paradoxically evident yet elusive, masked beneath the shroud of ignorance and conformity to established norms of cybercrime.